How to build a gate across a driveway. One challenge with a driveway gate is that there aren't many places to measure to or from. Using framing lumber, I was able to register off the straight line that is the sidewalk, transfer those measurements, so the final gate and fence panel placement was straight and parallel. The tar paper was an experiment. Theoretically, a bond break between the clay mud we have here that sticks to everything, clud, if you will, so it would be easier to clean up during backfill. And it was a fail. No matter what you dig with, call 811 first and plan to dig deep. The more Mother Earth you have resisting the gate's weight, the better. Fast setting ready mix goes in the bottoms of the post holes to act as a mooring. Note the post protector plastic sleeve on the 6x6 gate post. I use these whenever I can. I especially love them for decks. With posts set, backfill, and tamp with the head of a digging bar in lifts. I tamp about 3 times. Not hard because you can move the post, but hard enough to squish all the air out of the soil. Stuff, yards have it. Diablo's steel demon blade comes out on almost every project like this. Level is the cardinal control point now. The driveway is not level, but the post tops should be. A laser is your friend here, and by the way, this comes up again later, so it helps to be dead on. Cut post tops carefully. It's easy to stray off the line cutting on a post top like this. I make sure I can see the cut line throughout the cut. Is a rounded post edge necessary? No. Is it a nice touch? Yeah. My customer will interact with this gate all the time, and I want her to know that I attended to the details. Even if she doesn't see it directly, this kind of thing shows up. This fence is a custom job. On this panel, I put a spline on the post faces, then fastened 2x6 and 5/4 deck boards alternatively up to the top. Nice shadow lines and texture. Is it the Taj Mahal? Of course not. Is it a subtle touch that personalizes this project for my customer? Yes. And it's fun to make stuff nobody else has. I hope you like this detail. I kind of do. This fence panel is mitered, which is neither here nor there. The point is that I do this all the time, by the way, is that I use screws as helpers to help position and hold things like this slat while working alone. In this clip, we're going to try to show you math. Measure for the gate panels. With the hardware which threads into the post, I measured between its projection from the face of the post, not between the post faces themselves, that'll be wrong, to get my overall span. Then I divided that in half. That value I subtracted another 1/4 inch. The reason for that is to give the gate panels room to expand and contract and to travel past each other without obstruction. Using Western red cedar here because it's light and it's beautiful. Here I'm cutting the gate's vertical elements, the stiles. I like what I call a step joint for this. No miter to fuss with, additional meat in the joint, and an access point to fasten with Spax power lags. Drill a 3/4 inch pilot hole for the head of the screw. Drill a 1/4 inch pilot hole into the stile. Trace the diagonal from underneath. And fasten using job site pocket screws. Transfer hardware locations from the gate to the post. Because we know our post tops and fence caps are level, we have a dependable control point to measure from. See, I told you it would come up later. Lots to think about here. Slow is fast. Double check plumb and install the gate hardware. I installed the pintle-like gate hardware right up to the last thread, so they were both sunk into the posts to identical depths. A 2x4 with a hole in it made sinking all that steel into wood fiber a lot easier than using pliers. I use washer head screws for the wire fencing portion of the gate panel. Trapping the corners under the heads, it holds tight. If I had to use those little U-nails, I'd still be there and I'd be tangled up in wire. And that is how to build a gate across a driveway.